Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So, I got woke up to tons of messages about the video that Randy put out, naming who reported him and so forth and so on. And so I wanted to make this video, just address this, and let's go from there. Sorry for the weird angle. I'm trying to get to McDonald's before breakfast closes or stops at 10:30. It's 10:15 right now. So, anyway, I got woke up this morning to Randy's video. You guys can tell I just got out of bed. Been laying there watching the video, and I can tell you all from the very beginning of the video, I was like, oh shit, the complaints that I filed is what got him into trouble. And I felt horrible about it, because of the reason I filed them, and I'm going to get into that in this video. I've never really said much as to why and who and what was said to you guys. I have to Randy. I told Randy exactly what had happened and why I did what I did, and I think he understands. Obviously what I did wasn't right, because it has caused a bunch of issues for him, and I almost kind of wonder now, knowing that Copart, dude, are you gonna fucking turn with your broken windshield? I almost wonder now, and I don't know if Randy maybe thought about this, but I wonder if maybe whoever seen my videos from Copart turned him in because of my videos. I don't know. That's just something that I'm thinking in the back of my head. With that being said, let me kind of discuss with you guys what had been said to me and for how long, and why I did the things that I did. So, for those of you that have been watching my channel for a long time, you know, I originally started this channel as Esor World in 2020 during COVID. This was my COVID baby. Did automotive content here, traveled around, worked with Copart and IAA, and you know, I love this channel just as much as Randy loves his. Almost immediately, well, I wouldn't say almost immediately, it started happening in 2021. At that point I was at like 13,000 subscribers, and I had dumped thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into this channel. I mean, I think the last time I really looked it up and figured everything out back then, I had dumped probably close to $20,000 of money that at the time I really didn't have, and I didn't start really becoming financially stable until much further into my YouTube era, if you will. So I started posting videos, doing Copart and IAA content, was traveling all over the country. I lived in Hawaii at the time, and I would jump on a plane and I would fly to the mainland. I would come to California or Nevada, to Vegas, do videos with TK, and I would go to Texas or Arizona or Washington or Oregon, or I've been to a lot of different places and filmed content. At the peak of this channel, I had a little over 250 videos on here, 13,000 subscribers. Hold on, guys. All right, made it up to the call box. I had to place my order real quick, and this heifer right here is cutting in front of me. Anyway, so at the peak, like I said, had over 250 videos, 13,000 subscribers. was monetized, was doing fairly well, was averaging about $1,000 to $1,500 a month off of the channel. Wasn't anything like what Randy pulls, but you know, I was at least monetized and making money. So I started posting these videos, and I started, once the channel really hit its peak, I started getting a lot of videos reported. And I have dug over the last month or so frantically trying to find, because I'm one that keeps a lot of screenshots and stuff. And so I was trying to find if I still had the screenshots, because the videos that was getting reported, the individual who was reporting them was actually putting Randy's name. And so I don't know if any of you guys, and Randy, I'm sure is probably watching this video, and Randy could probably attest to this, that when somebody reports your video for a copyright infringement or something like that, you're required to put your name, and that is forwarded to the person that you're reporting. And so a lot of the videos that had been reported, the information that was sent to me was saying that Randy Shear was the one that reported them. So then I had TK from TK's Garage in my ear as well, because at that particular time, he and Randy were very good friends, and so TK was constantly telling me that, and again, this is portion that I've never discussed with you guys. Randy knows about this, but I've never publicly came out and talked about this, because I didn't want to start shit with TK, because I'm going to tell you right now, I know a lot about him, and he knows a lot about me. Hold on a minute, guys. So anyway, we both know a lot about each other, but I can promise you that the stuff that I know about him is probably a hell of a lot more damaging than the stuff that he knows about me. So I really didn't want to get into a pissing match with him on here as well, since I just went through this pissing match with Randy. TK had been telling me this entire time that Randy had been making homophobic comments about me, and had some kind of beef with me, and had been publicly or had been trying to get my channel shut down. TK never divulged.
Hello. For your order. So
Yes.
do you want next window, please?
Yes, thank you. He never divulged to me why it was that Randy was supposedly coming after my channel, and still to this day, I was never told a reason of why, whatever. Now, here's what I have later... Thank you. Here is what I have later come to figure out after the course of all of this is TK is a liar. TK lies to get views. He is the king of drama, and his entire brand is built around drama, lies, deception, and bullshit. And I know that there's going to be several of you that are die-hard TK fans and are going to think that I am just making this up and that I don't know what I'm talking about. With that being said, I'm going to tell you guys this, and I'm not going to publicly put his legal name out here, but I'm going to tell you this. The name that you guys know him by is not his legal name. If you guys knew his legal name and you looked him up on the state of Florida's website, you would find that he has a rap sheet longer than, well, we're going to keep this PG-13. And that is not something that I'm making up. That is something that if you guys actually know his real name, go to Volusia County, Florida's website and look up his criminal history. And he has been a convicted felon for many, many, many years. And no, this isn't like the stuff with Randy where I thought he was convicted and later determined and found out that he wasn't. TK is convicted. Just, was it last year or year before last, he was convicted of carrying a firearm from a convicted felon, along with DUI and several other things. He's talked about it. That's the only reason I'm mentioning it to you guys. He didn't talk to you guys about the convicted felon part, but he did talk to y'all about the DUI thing. So that's why I'm okay mentioning it. Anyway, I'm telling you guys all of that to tell you this. All of the stuff that I did to Randy, I did because I had somebody who I thought was a very good friend, and who I thought was in my corner, and who I thought had my best interest at heart, and who I thought was there to see me succeed at YouTube and was there to help me succeed at YouTube. TK is the one that helped me start my channel. He is the one that, when I lived in Hawaii, sent me a $700 camera. I had to pay him for it, but he sent me a $700 camera. TK is the reason that I have a YouTube channel. So I never in a million years thought that this person who claimed to be such a good friend to me, who was playing both sides of the fence, was egging me on to attack Randy and putting this shit into my head, into my ear, that Randy was the one that was taking my channel down, or trying to take my channel down, which ultimately ended up with me being demonetized. And this was during a time that I had just lost my dad. And so, just like, Randy was saying in his video today, he was to a point where he was fed up. I was to that point. I was done. I didn't fucking care anymore. And so I ended my YouTube. I deleted the channel, deleted all the 13,000 subscribers, deleted the 250 plus videos. I was done. So, I didn't start YouTube back until a little over a year ago. I actually just got a message from YouTube about a week or two ago telling me that it was my 1 year anniversary for the channel being, relaunched. I relaunched the channel because of TK. TK told me to relaunch it. He told me that I needed to go back in to do it. And I had told him too, I missed doing my IAA walkarounds and my Copart walkarounds. Little did I know the entire time that he was setting me up for failure. He was setting me up to start my channel back just to fuck with me some more, and cause me all of these issues. That's how I feel. And I think, in my heart of hearts, I think that's a pretty accurate statement. Now, does that justify the stuff that I did to Randy? Not really. But, and I'm sure that with Randy hearing this in more in depth, because he and I have never spoken on the phone. I'm sorry for the glare, guys. I'm sitting in the car. We've never spoken on the telephone. We've only spoken back and forth via email. And maybe now him actually hearing the full story and the full context of it, maybe he can kind of understand a little bit more. Randy and TK were the two channels that I watched religiously before I had started my YouTube channel. Absolutely loved watching Randy's content, loved watching TK's content. Never in a million years thought at that particular time in my life that I would have a YouTube channel. Wanted one, never thought it would happen. But with that being said, I think Randy could probably understand this when I say this. And I like I said, like he even said, I have apologized to him profusely, and I feel horribly about everything that has happened. However, with that being said, I'm sure he understands now probably the reason and why I did what I did. I was told for several years, since 2021, that Randy was the one that had been getting my channel shut down. I was told that he was the one that got me demonetized. I got reports showing that Randy was the one that reported. Now, how easy is it for somebody to go on YouTube, file a complaint, and put in somebody else's name? Very easy. So I think that's probably what ended up happening. I think that it was, if it wasn't TK, it was somebody close to TK that went on and filed the reports, put Randy's name down, tried to paint him as this picture of somebody that was constantly attacking my channel. And that's just how I feel. I don't know that that's correct, but that's how I feel. Now, with that being said, no, that does not justify or make it right for what I ended up doing to Randy's channel. And I do apologize, but there's, you know, like he said in the video, me apologizing isn't going to fix the issue. I will very publicly say, though, that since I had spoken with Randy, and he and I talked a little bit, I wished, you know, that he would have felt more comfortable with talking with me a little bit more and kind of helping me understand what it was that, you know, kind of going over all of the bullshit that TK had told me over the years about him, and just to clarify that it was all BS. I would have liked to have actually been able to talk to him, but I understand why he didn't want to talk. And I respect that. With that being said, you know, I had reached out to Randy back in 2021, had called and never got a call back. I don't remember, to be honest with you guys, I don't remember if I left him a voicemail. I know I did call. I have his phone number. I still have his phone number in my phone. I did send, I believe, a text message back then as well, and asked to speak with him. And he would never return my call or text. And we could have probably cleared this up way back then. Again, I'm not, you know, bashing him. I'm not trying to say that, you know, it's your fault that this happened, because it's not his fault that this happened. The fault really lies on, and I'm not trying to blame everybody else, but I think that the fault really lies on TK, and that's who I feel the fault lies on, because had he have not told me all of the lies and the BS that he told me, I would have never done the things that I done. And the reason I done the things that I done was, at the end of the day, I felt like Randy was trying to take my livelihood. And again, I wasn't making a ton of money, $1,000 to $1,500 a month. But, you know, TK had told me that Randy was jealous of me because I was able to travel the country and do whatever I wanted to do so freely, and I had no obligations. And, you know, I'm a gay man that was at the time single. Obviously don't have any kids. I had a dog, but my brother was living with me, so when I traveled, my brother took care of the dog. He's was at the time active duty military, legitimately, not, you know, claiming to be with a fake badge and a ID and getting on base by your wife's credentials, and claiming that you were, you know, worked contracts for the government. He was a legitimate military personnel. But anyway, you know, I just kept getting told that that was the reason he was doing the stuff that he was doing. And so, I don't know. I feel bad that Randy is in the position that he's in. But on the flip side of that, and I know this is going to sound really fucked up, and Randy, please don't take it personal, because I don't really mean it the way it's going to come out, but I don't know any other way of saying it. I remember a time where, and I've talked about this before, I remember the time where when I sued Copart, Randy had came onto my channel and he was very adamant about defending Copart. He was very upset that I had sued Copart, which they settled out of court, and I still have the check stub somewhere for where they paid me. But he went to bat for Copart. And then the irony is that somebody from Copart turned around and did this to him. I don't know if they did it because they seen my videos and they're like, oh, wait, hold on. This guy's calling out all of this stuff. Let's look into this. I don't know. I have no idea. And I'm on the same boat as Randy. I figured, and I don't know shit about, licensing and stuff like that. Yes, I did have in the state of Hawaii. If you guys know my full name, you can look it up. It's on the state's website. I did have a business license in the state of Hawaii that was for buying and selling cars like Randy. The state of Hawaii has different requirements than Oklahoma. So I never thought in a million years that what Randy actually ended up getting in trouble for, what he's in trouble for now, was even a thing. Because just like Randy, I figured if he was selling these cars through Copart, then he's dotting his I's and crossing his T's and that he was good. So I can assure you it wasn't me that posed to be somebody from Copart that reported him. I would have never been able to got any of the documentation that he said that was submitted to the state of Oklahoma. I don't have access to any of that. So it was obviously somebody at Copart that did it. And it's shitty. It's really shitty that they did it. And I completely agree with him that they should have picked up the phone on the very first time that he ever did it and been like, hey, you've got a wholesale license. You can't be doing what you're doing right now. You're going to get in a lot of trouble. But instead, they allowed him to sell, I think he said 40 something cars at their yard. And then they turned around and used all of that evidence to try to get him in trouble, or to get him in trouble. They didn't try, they got him in trouble for it. So that's pretty fucked up. And I think that's some irony, because this man who is a diehard Copart fan was screwed by Copart. And I'm not saying that, Randy, to, poke fun or poke any jabs. Like you and I both said many times on these videos, we've squashed our stuff. So, it is what it is. I hope at the end of the day that he finds out exactly who it was from Copart that did it, and that he has an opportunity to confront them. Because I think it's bullshit that they are hiding behind a manager title at Copart and filed this report. It's ridiculous. They should have spoken up in the very beginning and told him, hey, what you're doing is illegal. You can't do this. You can get in a lot of trouble. And that way he could have fixed it before he got into a position that he's in right now. So anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about this. I appreciate all of you guys that have been sending me the video. And I do mean a ton of you guys. I think the last count was like 11 messages through Instagram that had sent me messages telling me that he had posted the video. I am subscribed to his channel again. I told him that, I think, as well. I had unsubscribed back in 2021 when I thought he was attacking me. But I am resubscribed to his channel. I do get the notifications when he posts. So I have been watching his stuff, and I've really enjoyed watching his stuff. I enjoyed his channel, way back in the day. And, it sucks that, I believed this lying, conniving individual who has hundreds of thousands of people on YouTube fooled, thinking that he is somebody that he's not. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. So, lesson learned on my part, lesson learned on Randy's part, because, Randy is a victim just as much as I am. And not saying as far as the channel part goes, but he was a victim of his TK's friendship as well. You know, he was friends with him for many years and believed a lot of the bullshit until he realized the shit that he was being told was lies, and he finally had enough of it and broke off the friendship too. He's never publicly announced exactly what the exact reason was that he ended the friendship. But if I was a betting man, I'd bet on, I probably know the reason. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I feel like I'm rambling at this point. I'm literally kind of at a loss for words after watching the video. It was funny because when I started watching the video and, he was on his way to the state of Oklahoma's licensing board or whatever it is, and the way he was telling the story and stuff like that, I really wholeheartedly was thinking, shit, I'm the one that caused all this. And then when he came out of the meeting and he actually told what really happened and he apologized to me and stuff like that, really, honestly, he didn't have to apologize to me. I appreciate the apology, but he didn't have to apologize to me. What I did was pretty fucked up. And but unfortunately I did it because I was lied to, just like everybody else that's in this person's life. Anyway, I was shocked, just like he was, that it was Copart that did this, or somebody from Copart. It wasn't Copart as a whole, it was somebody that works at Copart. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Drop your comments below, let me know what you think. I have a new vehicle that I'm picking up tomorrow, so I will do a video on that. You guys are probably going to be a little disappointed, a little upset. Some of y'all are going to be in your feelings. Is what it is. I did buy a new car. I finished up the deal last night about 7 o'clock, right before the dealership closed, and I did not have enough time to drive the 30 to 45 minutes to the dealership and pick the car up before they close the doors. So I will be picking it up tomorrow sometime, and I'm going to start my Turo business back. I know that some of you guys that are on here have been following me since Hawaii and know that when I was in Hawaii, I had, I think, 8 cars at one time that was all on Turo, and I was making thousands of dollars a month on Turo. So I am going to attempt to do that again. The vehicle that I'm sitting in now is my Volkswagen Tiguan. This is paid for, so I don't have a payment on it anymore. So I decided to buy another vehicle. So this one is not going away. I'm still going to keep this car. This is going to be a backup car, or this is going to be a car that I still drive. It's got 82,771 miles on it now. And it's a 2021. And so this other vehicle that I bought is going to be a game changer as far as I'll just go ahead and tell you guys, it's fine. It's a Tesla Model 3 excuse me, Tesla Model 3 long range. It is white exterior with the black interior. Somebody had put some ugly seat covers over it. Those are coming off. But I got an amazing deal on it. Basically, at the end of the day, I will have paid $10,000 for the car, because they have it listed right now for $18,780. Here in the state of Illinois, the EPA, ironically enough, is paying Illinois residents $4,000 for buying an EV. In the form of a check or a credit at the time that you buy the car. This particular dealership that I'm buying it from doesn't offer the instant rebate, so I have to file for it, and I will file for it, and then I will get a check in the mail for $4,000. And then when I do my taxes next year, I'm able to file this car on as a clean energy vehicle, and I get an additional $4,000 from the IRS. So I will have gotten a total of $8,000 back for buying this $18,780 car. I don't know if any of you guys realize or know, but Teslas, the price of them have really tanked because of Elon going into the White House and doing all the stuff that he did. Nobody wants to buy them. And this particular vehicle, I got a hell of a deal. It's a 2020. I got a hell of a deal on it because it has been sitting on their lot now for like it's been sitting on their lot for almost 3 months. And they haven't been able to sell it. My personal opinion is, I think it hasn't sold because somebody put some brown seat covers over it and they left them on it and took pictures. And it's a big Dodge dealership here in Illinois. And so I think they should have probably taken the seat covers off and detailed it. The car is flawless. It's a one-owner car. But anyway, I'm giving you guys a lot of information about the car. And we'll do that in the video tomorrow. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And we'll go from there. Y'all have a great day.